Okay, the Lions' latest move is awesome. Now they renegotiated Vitai's contract, and maybe you already knew this by now, but I've got three big takeaways from this. This is a move we've all been waiting for. We've been wondering about Chark. We've been wondering about the backup quarterback. And we've also been wondering about Vaitai. Well, it finally happened. Freed up over $7 million in cap space, and I'm going to tell you why it's just huge value in this move. Because here's the deal. Here's three things that big takeaways from this. Number one, the value on this. You free up $7 million in cap space, but you keep the player. At the end of the day, you need players on the field playing. And so, yeah, it'd be nice to cut them and save the money, but you save the money and you have the player. So you now it was like wondering, do we cut Vaitai and then we're going to need a center guards? What do we do? It's like, no, now we've saved money and we keep Vaitai. So I love that. I love that we're keeping actual players, because you've seen it now with Charles Harris, Romeo Okwara, where it's like those are two quality defensive ends and a safety in Tracy Walker, where we're able to keep the guys and save money. So let's just get to it real quick, and I'll give you the two other big takeaways from this move. He goes from a base salary down to a base salary of, there's been some question on this. Technically, it's $3 million, whatever. It saves $7 million. Okay, down here. Basically, what they did was, hey, we're going to cut you, and we want you though. So we're going to cut you and give you a new deal. Otherwise, we can just cut you and you can have fun out there and try to find something else. But he chooses to come back. So that's my other two big takeaways was guys are choosing to come back here. Charles Harris could have said, just cut me. I'm out of here. If you're going to, I don't want to redo my contract. He has every right to say, I don't want to redo my contract. Cut me. Tracy Walker, Romeo. These guys could have taken their chances out on the open market, but instead they've chosen to come back to the Lions. It's so weird because in the past, guys would have been like, sweet, I'm going to be out of here. I'm out of here. I'm out of this dysfunction. I'm out of the you look all the way back the last 20, 25, 30 years. It's been, what's the direction? Excuse me. What are we doing? I don't want to come back. So that's the second takeaway. Guys are actually choosing to come back. And the third takeaway, the biggest one for me, and you let me know out of the three, the value that we're keeping the player, guys are choosing to stay, or the third one, the bad contracts of the Matt Patricia, Bob Quinn era is just unbelievable. The Romeo Okwara's, the bad contracts. Vaitai was one of those where you pick him up. He's an Eagle. He's a tackle for the Eagles, and give him a huge contract that would have been almost $10 million this year and next year too. And it's like, well, I don't, and he's going to play guard. Like what's the, and you just look at now, and again, times pass and different things have happened. So you can't compare apples to apples, but now Brad Holmes is like, you want to stay here? I mean, or here's a contract, but we don't make these just ridiculous contracts anymore. And what so refreshing. And I was talking about this earlier, where it really goes back. It's a whole thing. Like Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell are teaching me here. It's a whole thing. You've got the culture. So if you've got the culture and guys want to be here, then they're willing to stick around, right? This is probably generally what Vaitai could have got on the open market, maybe more. I don't know. But the point is, he's like, I want to be here. I want to, and so you're winning. And because you're winning, you're able to get guys, and guys will, before, nobody wanted to be here. No one was coming here. It wasn't a destination. Now you're hearing some of the guys that we've signed say, I want to be here. I like it here. I'm excited to see what they're doing, building. And everybody's saying that on their new team. Nobody's gonna be like, I don't want to be here. I get it. But at the same time, we know that there's a bright future here in Detroit. And so you've got moves like this, free agent move after free agent move, and we all wondered about these guys. But I kind of thought they'd all be cut. Vaitai and these three, they could be all cut. But instead, you rework them, keep the player, and save the money. So it allows us to maybe make another move. The other move that we're really looking for is backup quarterback, I think. Backup quarterback's one that I really hope we can get in free agency here, where we just get a good backup quarterback. There's no sense screwing around with a rookie, unless are we going to go high at 6 with a quarterback? I don't think we are, but if we don't pick up a quarterback at all in free agency, wouldn't that lead you to believe that we're gonna try to get somebody higher in the draft, or are we waiting later on, patience, just kind of see how things unfold and go get a quarterback later on this offseason? You know, veteran guy, Carson Wentz, Bridgewater's still out there, Joe Flacco. Like those are not your starting quarterbacks that you'd want, but you'd take them all day as a backup. So I would love to see that, but if we don't see that, then makes me believe we might do something weird in the draft with the quarterback. So Vitae has been restructured. So let me know, getting the value in the player, the bad contracts from the past regime, or these guys that are choosing to stay. For me, it's the bad contracts of the old regime, and just, man, remember how many average players they brought in on big deals? Not big deals, but just like an average player. And I'm like, oh, that seemed like quite a bit. And you just bring them in. They thought, hey, we're going to bring these guys in and we're going to outsmart everybody. And nobody liked Patricia, and guys were leaving and they were trading guys. And it was just no culture. Nobody wanted to be here. Didn't know who the guys were. It was Patriot guys. Oh, versus now we've got Hutchinson, Houston, Malcolm Rodriguez, Tracy Walker, guys that we know, guys that we're building around. Offense is humming along, and it reminds me of the '04 Pistons, where you just knew those guys, you knew their role, you knew Rip was doing what he was. You knew Ben Wallace was getting rebounds, playing great defense. You knew all their roles. You knew Chauncey was running the show, and you knew who was coming off the bench, and you knew when they would do it, and you just were part of the team. You just felt more like, I'm a fan, but I know I know who's coming. I know it's third and long. James Houston's coming in. Oh man, with Patricia, you didn't know half the guys. You didn't really know who was who or what they were doing. What's the role? What's the plan? There's just, oh, it was so bad. So it's so nice to see that the Lions are in so much better shape all around. And this move proves it, that the well-run organization, again, Sheila, Chris Spielman, right with her, basically helping her, which is so smart. So encouraging to see that. And then you've got Brad, Dan, the coaching staff, the players. We have a quarterback. There's no reason why we don't play well next year, and I think we all are. And we got to temper our expectations. I mean, we went from being horrible for the last 4 years to all of a sudden, like, we won 8 out of 10 last year. So we're going to win games. It's just how far can we go? What can we do? I don't know. Can't wait to see. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you subscribe, and we'll see all of you on the next one.